The year is 1470. A new age of warfare is reshaping the medieval world. Mercenary companies known as condottieri now dominate the battlefield. Bound by contracts, they fight the wars of opposing kingdoms and employers for coin. Victory is key to their survival and fortune. Call to Arms 1470 brings this world to life in an event that combines living history with military simulation. The goal is to explore the mindset of 15th century mercenaries. Participants are split into separate camps, fully immersed in historical gear. Each person has a different role, and their choices directly impact the outcome of the event. Everything you see is unscripted. Events happen in real time.
I am Luciano Coraggioso, and I am the commander and captain of this company. We're tasked with holding this supply route through northern Savoy and defending the route between Italy and Burgundy, but there's been some harassing moves by the Swiss and some French units that we've seen through here. Formerly, my company consisted of about 10 men-at-arms and 30 other men, but now that it seems that they may have split, we're currently left with about 4 lancers, which is quite a small company, but we do have quite a good bit of experience and strength. These men have been with me for a while. We picked up a few new men after our last condot, but they're going to be tested. I think we're all right. We don't have any gun or any black powder weapons, so that could be a bit of a disadvantage towards us. We need to establish that. But we do have some good men-at-arms amongst us, and I have a fair bit of faith that if things turn hostile, we'll be all right. It would appear that our former comrade d'Armagnac may be considering turning tail and working with the enemy. We've had some reports that he's camped further away from us instead of meeting up with us, and has received some intel that we're not real happy with. Word is that some of the French may have gotten to the Armagnac and tried to encourage him to switch sides. So we need to establish and see if that's the case, and if it is, we might need to deal with that in some capacity.
My name is Rodney d'Armagnac, and this is the Company des Gaules. The men who have joined the muster for this particular occasion, we have gunners, a couple of archers, cavalry, we have pike, quite a few heavy armoured troops, we have a cannon. A lot of these men have been mercenaries for many years and have used that money to reinvest in their own kits. We have a good defensible position in this camp, so I think we're well placed. Luciano was the mercenary that I found when I came to Italy the first time and joined up with. Last season when I was here, he accused me of theft following a duel. That ended our relationship, but it allowed me to take the men and the payments. We're businessmen. This is not war, this is business.
At this stage of the event, each company remains unaware of the other's location. A fog of war has settled over the forest. The possibility of an enemy threat makes scouting dangerous.
So I think something must be going on, otherwise they would have linked up with us as was planned. But we don't actually know exactly where they're camped at the moment. Word is that they just have established a camp. We've sent out a few scouting parties already this morning to try and establish where they may be. We haven't confirmed any of that yet.
Just to note, the forest down here opens up quite a bit, so it's more maneuverable through here. But when Aiden and I were scouting, we were almost seen along here and along here. There was someone walking along the path.
Keep going, you get to another road, and that road goes straight down to their camp and kind of winds to the right.
Behind it or up to the front?
Behind the camp.
On this map, you would say east of the Bordeaux in the woods.
If north is the top of the map, then yes.
North is this end of the map. Yeah. Sergeant, I need to see you and the men you took out to muster in. Just wait a moment if you can, I've just got pressing business.
The horses go and give us a significant advantage over anyone on foot. A lot of this is a partnership. We don't just tell the horses where to go. They can often go and see what the footing will be and where a better track could go. And we also came across some men from the enemy camp carting wood and things like that, and the horses went and alerted you, saw their ears pop up, and so they went and detected they were there, and so then we could act on that.
We saw what we believe was their forward post, their flag. It was black and red, halved with golden wyvern on the, yeah.
That's the Armand, yeah.
In the same woods, word of a logging camp that's been abandoned?
In the same woods?
Yes.
East of the Bordeaux.
As the companies work to locate each other, they gain further advantages through 3 key scenarios. The first is claiming the logging camp. Whoever holds it the longest will control a major local resource and earn supplies of firewood.
When our pennant is up, they have bought the wood from us, and we'll make coin off that.
The other objectives include hunting boar in the woods and escorting supply deliveries to and from the Bordeaux, a neutral village that lies between both camps.
We're building some fortification around what will be our guard post. We want to make sure that we're well defended at night time when infiltrators will try and come and steal things and mess with our camp. So we want to make sure we've got a defended position from which we can sally forth and attack the enemy.
It's the native defenses. There's bushes everywhere, so we're just consolidating in one spot, making it painful to get through.
Well done.
A boar of profitable proportions. Probably not a legendary boar, but we might be able to trade it for coin with the Bordeaux.
One of you is to take a bow and arrows in case you get an opportunity to spot this boar.
That's a kleine Schwein.
Feeding us well tonight.
As the mercenaries venture through uncharted land, they try to avoid conflict. Each company has a limited number of tallies or lives they can use, and expending them too fast could have dire consequences on their company. At midday, a lone scout spots a French envoy in the Red Camp. Reports of treachery escalate.
Alright, Comandante Luciano. Coraggioso, we want to present to you ourselves for your services.
So I need you to be aware of what we're facing ahead. Maybe they're just camping somewhere else because they don't like where we chose. But maybe it's more sinister than that. Are your men well armed, well ready?
We have equipped them with the best armor in our arsenal. It's been a while since I've served in your company, and I wanted to present you with an official request to offer my services to be the quartermaster of your company once again. And I would like to remind you of the valor and the courage under duress that myself and your men presented, and winning the day and winning this condot in your favor. So I'd humbly like to present my services as Sergeant at Arms and Quartermaster of this company. May I bring you victory for your acceptance of this request.
Your services have not been forgotten or overlooked at all, and I accept your application.
You want to be in control of that when
As tensions rise and neither company will back down, the armies of Red and Gold prepare for battle. Further reports confirm Red Company has joined the French. Messages are sent to the Bourgeois to warn the locals not to interfere. Only one contract can be fulfilled. Whoever controls the territory will secure their fortune.
Better red than dead.
What are your orders at this time?
My orders are to go and retrieve the cannon, defend it, and bring it back to camp safely, avoiding interaction with the enemy at all costs. My name is Greg Cleal. I am the Sergeant of Foot of Red Company. We are mercenaries from the Company of the Cross. I think there is some nervousness as this is new terrain, new territory, and we're unsure of the enemy at this point in time. Keep your eyes out a single time.
Just laying low at the moment, seeing if they're going to send anyone to take it down.
Are you good to move?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Alright, catch up, form up.
Behind.
If he dies, we lose the pack.
Righty, Hart.
All right, do you want to move back up that way?
We are returning the cart supplies back to town. Then we are intending to sweep around and see if we can reclaim the wood pile. At this point in time, we're keeping an eye out. There are enemy in the area. You just keep them busy, keep them entertained. So over to the woods there. We'll assess it once we've dropped the cart off.
We've been through it a little bit this afternoon. I just got back from lunch to find the captain putting a pretty major force together to go and take the logging camp and return our supply wagon, which I was apprehensive about from the start, but he went out strong. The idea was to go and show force, get it done. They headed out. As soon as they hit the road, we heard trumpets from the Gold Company scouts, which, as we expected, seemed to bring all of their troops in. We heard gunfire. We saw troops starting to filter back. I've got to say the weight from when you see one of your soldiers coming back in to when they finally rock up at your desk to tell you what state they're in, how wounded they are, what's been going on. Yeah, that's not pleasant. Thankfully, we don't seem to have had any killed, but we had 2 missing, which was the captain and one of our gunners, Peter. We were just starting to ask ourselves what we were going to do about getting the captain back, passing the hat around, seeing how much money we could take to a negotiation to secure his release. When he showed up back at camp, happy as a clam, saying that he'd had enough cash on him to pay his own way out. I say he's happy as a clam. In fact, he was livid.
I literally just distracted their entire company and you guys couldn't go and get me a logging camp?
Not having a chat, we're forming a plan for your rescue.
Go and get me a logging camp.
God, you do your best, but it's never good enough. So we're quickly trying to go to a party just to whip out, try and get a quick win for troop morale, if nothing else, at the logging camp, and hopefully get back safe, because we've got wounded troops and we've seen enough excitement for the minute.
I think we can go down here. Can we go around the back? This is a stealth run. We have no intention of engaging with the enemy. We've brought the archers just in case we get pursued and we can keep them at a distance. But this is a case of sneak in, change the flag, bolt back. The mission is to get the flag up.
Claiming the logging camp is not just about firewood. It's a mainstay for the locals and a key to controlling the region. Holding it gives a company an economic edge in the bourgeois and earns them favor with their employer.
It's concerning because you had that kind of eerie silence where it didn't really appear like anyone was there.
You come with us.
Okay. Still chose to went wide, just in case. I kind of thought that I had a bit better of a, like a kind of run in. But then certainly like trying to figure out how they'd actually cement it into the flagpole, get that down to get their flag off. I didn't think too hard about it. I was like, I'm glad I didn't fall over. No, it was intense. Like, I'm panting because it was like I was moving the whole bloody time.
Hang on, my lord. Successful mission, Master.
Excellent.
We exchanged the flags.
But no, it was just, I just happened to be one there who could do it, and I just did it.
Private. It is on me. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Could use some water.
It's been a bit of a strange day, to be honest. We were unaware of any sort of hostilities were going to take place, but we had a few objectives that we had to try and achieve, which were like securing a logging camp so that we had some firewood supply for our camp, and making contact with the local bourgeois to actually retrieve some supplies and food and stuff like that. But it became very apparent very quickly that Armagnac's men were rather hostile towards us.
We did the supply run under Art at the same time. Only so many troops that people can field, so we figured that was good distraction. Supply run went well. We then did this return supply run with the intention of taking the flag and the logging camp on our return. The Yellow Company was out in full force at the time.
They were apparently on a supply run of their own, but they came very heavily armed to a point where we were actually sort of holding ground, and a ranging and skirmishing attack happened.
And had more numbers than we had, so that didn't pan out in the end.
I'm not surprised at all that my men held themselves exceptionally well. We actually managed to take some captives and push back their force. Yeah, we actually captured their captain, which was quite a development. You know, we ransomed him back to his company, took some gold from him for that ransom, and you know, hopefully they'll think twice about coming against us again.
While they were being distracted and congratulating and patting themselves on the back for capturing me, however, the men have gone and changed the flag and they've yet to notice.
We're happy. A bit distressed, of course, that it came to that already, but it's the way it is.
There's a couple of men probably going to get a bonus tonight. John, who scaled the poles, had put the flag up. One of the gunners who stayed with me when I was captured, but his bonus went to freeing him, so He's been paid.
Gather around, everyone. Right, we need to decide something very important, and that is who is going to be guarding tonight when.
At the guards post, both ours and theirs, there will be a cache of some sort, a box, a basket, something like that, that will actually have the information that they've gathered through the day, like our map, like our reports that we've written, will be in that box. The infiltrators are allowed to take one thing at the box at a time. Guards will need to wear a helmet and carry a polearm.
It's like 5, 6.
What we have are 6-hour candles. So 2, 4, 6. All right, this is how we're going to tell time.
As night falls, both companies establish their guard outposts. At any time, infiltrators could steal vital information that could give the enemy the upper hand and turn the tide of the conflict. One soldier is heard to say, "Fortune favors the bold."
Yay! Winnings, please.
Hey guys, I'm Current. I'm at Gold Company with Cal.
And we were both on guard duty last night. We had a bit of intel arrive late at night. Someone came over and said a man by the name of AJ might be slinking about. So what I'd do is I'd hold a candle above my head or a fat wood stick so I can see, and I'd wander around the outside of our fortifications going, AJ, where are ya? Come on, mate, come out.
Well, my exploits in the night gave me quite a few things. Well, if Gold Company ever watches this, it's a nice halberd, I do appreciate it. I brushed my hair in your campsite. I even walked around the Lord's tent a few times while he was in there. I pretty much went through everything because, you know, you'd think 6 guys would notice someone.
It felt pretty secure with 3 of us sitting around looking at the box. No one's gonna get through that.
I do appreciate them talking about me, made me blush a bit. Just next time, I don't know, maybe keep your ears out. When you see a pike disappearing into a bush quietly, then maybe notice something's wrong. I'm just gonna fade back into the trees, man.
I was on duty with Tim last night from 2 to 4, so we had that 2-hour watch.
Thought of my best chance, and unfortunately, I ended up having 2 of the best guards on Red Company. They weren't chatting away like the other guys. They could hear the grass snapping as I was slowly crawling.
We had an enemy infiltrator crawl very stealthily up to our defensive wall we built out of fallen logs and spikes, and he was huddled there for a good hour apparently, until Tim spotted him and walked over and threatened to relieve himself in that general direction.
And I'm looking at him and watching his hand on the halberd. It's like, okay, well, no, that's a bluff. He then just squatted down and just sat there looking right at me. I tried offering them some money for the information, but they wouldn't budge. So they took my tally.
Having that mindset that you don't know who's around and having to be alert, you're hearing every noise, you're hearing every pop of a tree, you're seeing shadows and movement. Yeah, it can be quite exhilarating actually, especially when you know they're around.
I am Henrika. I'm the lady of the Borgo, the central village that sits between the 2 camps. The camps will come through here to have their meals. They can buy some extra meals. There might be some extra trades going on in the Borgo. Yeah, there's a lot of interactions and things that happen in here. It's a bit of a neutral ground. No one's allowed to fight in here. So it's a bit of a hub for intelligence. People will come here, they'll help with meals, then for that they might be able to earn an extra meal, earn some coin, lots of opportunity there for people to do different things. We also have supply runs that will come through here, and one of the objectives, you have to secure the supply run to your team, and that will come through here, and I will then document who has picked it up, and then a different group from the same team needs to bring it back to me later and return it. So it will be documented that they picked it up and documented that it's getting returned. In here I do a little bit of everything. I also, I have my little notes that get sent out to people, I will send messages go out and the messages come through. People might leave messages with me to pass on to someone else too. All these things that might be done for coin. What I've also been doing in here is I've been taking some note of different companies' conduct while they've been in camp. How they're behaving, who's offering help. That way towards the end we can see, oh yeah, that company has definitely been much more helpful, much more courteous to the local town.
They got me in trouble with my men-at-arms.
Oh.
Well, he came in this morning and he was quite upset that I was cooking for the opposition. It was quite heated.
There's been some funky interactions where people have been trying to attempted bribery and a few little things like that. Maybe successful bribery, who knows. Towards me and towards the bourgeois, it's all been very amicable. It's interesting to observe some of the things that happen amongst each other.
Troops, consider this your final warning. Your pretty dresses, wigs and veils are to be worn and enjoyed strictly within company camp. Anyone else caught wearing their pretty dresses and wigs in this town will be punished. Luciano Coraggioso, Captain, Colonel, and Safara Diora. Oh, there'll be hell to pay. We're heading down to the creek bank after last night. We gathered some intelligence that the opposing force slunk up in the creek bed to take back the flag, and we've just witnessed them doing it again. So we're just making sure the creek bank is cleared out and that the flag remains true to the yellow team. So they've been sneaking up at the riverbank. They cross the river, and sneak up in the bank.
On the other side.
On that side.
Finest, really. Company.
What?
The Armagnac was spotted, mounted, up on the mid-track. He must have been by himself, unless the troops were coming with him, but I doubt it. What happened to you guys?
Well, we came down to the corner and we waited for the supply run.
Then we finished the supply run ourselves.
And then the supply run was water and the guys didn't have helmets on, except for this unfortunate gentleman behind us. I've got his tally, he's to be ransomed.
As the companies vie for control around the Bourgeois, an urgent message arrives in Red Camp. Their employer demands a full report by dawn. Determined not to lose his contract, D'Armagnac marches out in full strength.
Still just over the hill.
The bridge!
Go, forward. We'll get your captain and get him to stand right there.
Red Company takes heavy losses as Gold steals their cannon and pushes them back to camp.
Good to see you home safe.
Yes.
Every time you go out and we hear gunshots echoing, it's a nail biter.
Our aim here is not to engage the enemy in full combat. That may happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll see what our Lord desires.
Try and take full advantage of their enthusiasm, their hot-headedness, their lack of restraint.
Wear them down.
In spite of Gold's victory, Coraggioso refuses to press the attack. He calls a retreat to reclaim the logging camp. Unchallenged, they restock at the Borgo before returning to base. Meanwhile, the Borgo receives word of a convoy in the area, seeking immediate aid and shelter for the night. They accept.
Malboy, lovely to see you again. I came to see the quartermaster of the gold company, and I found a barely coherent babbling fool who ran around for a while to check if my mail was being received. He didn't know what was going on with the mail, and he wasn't really the quartermaster. Look, I popped by, I was in the area, and I'm really starting to be concerned that my mail's not getting through. So I dropped by just to have a quick meeting with their quartermaster. I said, "Are you doing any of those jobs well?" And he went, "Oh, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know what's going on with their record keeping. Their admin seems to be in a shambles. At this rate, I don't know why I bother writing to them at all. Whatever's happened since we came and served with you, it's sad more than anything. I'm disappointed to see what's become of this once great company."
Is that right? Well, we'll see how the day plans out.
If you've got to be up at the crack of dawn, running around like children with boundless energy just to get your basics, I can't even, she's all over you. He's got a serious responsibility to his company, as I have to mine. After a man of his station, acting like he's a young pikeman or a man-at-arms or something.
That's because I've been busy doing work, quartermaster. See, this quartermaster fights and sorts out the troops. Anyway, good day to you. We've got duties to attend to.
Captain, Malboy, lovely to see you again. I don't know, I guess maybe when his troops get sick of working for a company that's in a chaotic shambles all the time because nobody knows what's going on and everybody's out running around the forest looking for boar and chasing women and whatever else they get up to, they'll find a home over at Company de Gilles. I can say.
Yes. You ask for receipts?
How dare he insult a good soldier like yourself? We'll show him, don't worry. We'll have him in captivity before the end of the day.
Beautiful. Sounds like a plan.
Let's go.
News reaches the camps. The Borgo has received a surprise delivery and invites both companies to lay down their arms and join them. By way of their code, the condottieri know that the same contracts that make them enemies today could make them allies tomorrow. Grateful for the chance to rest, they welcome the opportunity to meet their opponents face to face.
I want to see what you and Jacques would look like.
Excuse me, gentlemen, is there one among you that is named Alden de Calais?
That could be a version of my name, yes.
We got a letter delivered in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Articles have been delivered, which we believe correspond with individuals of the gold company.
Yeah, if you could. Yeah, that one's pretty good, that one.
Thank you.
To the surprise of the participants in this event, these letters have been written by their friends and family in real life. Their reactions are a genuine response to what they find and a reminder of home and much more. But in the midst of the revelry, a deeper game is at stake. A game of loyalty. Each company has a number of tallies, allowing them to recruit spies from the other side. A spirit of mistrust hangs in the air as allegiances are tested and leadership is always in question.
You, my man.
Whoa, what's going on?
Come and restrain your quartermaster.
What's going on?
Oh, man,
What says I take offense at this?
Can you remind him of some common courtesy and keep him out of my hair for 1 minute while I read my mail? In the Bordeaux.
Okay, fair enough. That's true. Well, the quartermaster of the Red Company has been quite the pen man. He's consistently been sending us letters in the Gold Company with all kinds of flowery message, very passive aggressive, you know. So we've been responding in kind, so we'll see where it goes. I'll be sure to write him back some responses. I've just heard some really inflammatory comments from him here in town and in front of my men, so I can't let that pass up, so I'm gonna have to find some kind of response to that. So who knows where it's gonna end, maybe a knife in his throat. That could work out quite well, but we'll see what happens.
So what was your name, sir?
Declan.
Declan, we would like to talk about potential commission.
Eldon, of the quartermaster of the Red Camp, has just come over. Utterly impressed with my illustration skills.
Come down to our camp anytime, preferably unarmed, preferably alone.
I will come as his command. He's also in trouble. So
Yeah, because he spends all his time doing lovely drawings of us instead of celebrating your company.
They've promised not to harm me. Of course, they've asked me to come unarmed, which of course I will. I'm not a fool. Entirely a fool.
We can do something about this if they're bullying you.
Lovely to make acquaintance with you, and I'll be seeing you later this evening.
I went for a business deal. Went to buy a belt. Just a belt, simple belt. They gave me water. Didn't accept any coin from them. As soon as I come out, freaking commanders come up me, say, oh, we got to do a pouch search. You're the type of person that'll get paid off to become a spy. The type of person to be paid off.
I searched his pouch to see he didn't have anything of suspicion from the enemies that would indicate he is spying. He knew what he wanted, he knew how much it cost. It should have been a quick in and out.
Zero trust. Zero trust.
You're putting on a bit of a big show.
Loyalty is scarce these days in these lands. We'll be keeping a close eye on him.
Maybe I will become a spy. Maybe. Maybe. Just maybe.
There's a track. Like, Cal, you do your thing first.
We paid someone to deliver the message so that we could get schmovin'. And we came back up here and we went, oh, we think we found the track. Then we found the cabin, which isn't marked on this, by the way.
Yeah.
And then we crossed the bog, came out here.
And we saw a pair of guys coming along. One had a helmet, one didn't. So we just busted out onto the road, captured him, dragged him through this forest. Now, I'm not sure what happened to us because we ended up coming, we were following the road, then we hit a trail. I think this is supposed to be the fence that's in between here. So I think this doesn't go down there, it actually goes like this and like that. Is that right?
Yeah, that's more like what it goes, yeah.
And this is not right.
It's been a very hot day for our company. Our camp is in a more exposed position. So we've tried to keep the energy low today, not burn too much, keep yellow out and about. We've had a few wins on the logging camp. We got the boar at least once.
For our Lord Almanac!
We shall feast tonight, gentlemen. They continuously muster in full force, so their defensive position on their camp must be very low.
Today's been a little slow, to be honest. There doesn't seem to be much activity from the enemy's camp. I don't know, it looks like they may have a bout of dysentery or something running through their camp. We did have one little scrap with them that didn't result in much this morning, but otherwise my men have comported themselves well. We've held the logging camp majority of the day.
Let's go. Get out of here.
Hopefully hang on a minute, that was a gunshot. We need to head this way and check because that came from this direction.
No further engagements take place. Silence falls upon the battlefield. It is the calm before the storm. Nightfall brings an unspoken truce. Both companies know they have one last day to honor their contracts. failure is not an option. At dawn, the call to arms is sounded. The day has come for the final reckoning.
We came to this region to provide peace and security. We were willing to tolerate another mercenary company in the area, but it's come to our attention that they've been stopping civilians on the road, harassing them, conducting themselves inappropriately in the Borgo. So this morning I've decided to come down and offer the Borgo my protection. Business is business after all.
I don't know if it feels like protection when you've got an army of heavily armoured soldiers wandering on into camp with a banner saying, "We have come to protect you, now give us food." They feel that it's protection that they have offered, but we provided them food. We shall see what comes of this, and hopefully our village stands at the end of it.
A bit sick of having some people that are belligerents on the path that we're here and contracted to actually protect, so today we're going to drive them off. Probably start by trying to take the Borgo so that they can't actually resupply it all, and then if we can do that successfully, we'll push them back and drive off their camp back to wherever the hell they want to go to. So we just need to time it right.
Men of the Gold Company! It has come to my attention that you have been harassing civilians on the road. For these reasons, I have taken it under my protection. You will vacate this area peacefully, and you will not be harassed. If you choose to stay, my only recourse will be violence. As a show of good faith, we will now return from the Borgo to our camp to allow you time to withdraw. What you do is up to you.
Better not despoil those women of the camp.
Well, the Armagnac's actually shown his colours. He's proven who he is and what he's about, and that he's not really here to fight for the right of good and the church. So, you know, what comes to him comes to him. Comes the same every mercenary, I believe, at some point in time. We'll put him to the sword.
I think he's going to fight. Today's a good day to die. For him.
They're quite different, these two companies. I can understand that they've gotten upset with each other. Misunderstandings are plenty between them, but these are men, and they fight it out with swords, not by civil words. Yeah, nervous for our Borgo, and the tensions are rising, and God knows what they're actually upset about, so we shall see.
Gold Company seizes control of the Borgo. A letter is sent from a spy requesting immediate aid of Red Company. The Armagnac is resolved. Gold Company will pay the ultimate price.
All right, Company of the Gold. We have served our Lord Luciano many a time on the battlefield, and today we will serve him once again with the same courage and valor that you've displayed time and again. It's my pleasure to be your Sergeant at Arms today and command the infantry on the battlefield. and together we will achieve victory against the Red Company. Their insolence and their accusations against our good Lord will not go unavenged. Our company is the company of the gold, the light, and today we will shine and we will conquer our tyrannical friends that have turned treacherous against us. Be strong, men. Show no fear, yield no ground. Stand firm, stand fast, and fight together as brothers, as we have before. This day, victory will be in our hands, and I'll drink ale with you tonight in celebration of our great deeds. Coraggioso!
We are marching up to the Borg to reclaim the town. We are going to use artillery to scare them off and then to put them in their place.
Hold the line here. All right, shields with me. Okay.
Better dead than red! Last warning, we will fire!
Is that a white flag I see?
One gun! Warning shot! Fire!
Fall into the town!
May I have a parley, Sergeant?
I'd like to talk to my commanding officer.
We will.
Let me double check.
The first parley settles a crucial detail: the location of each company's rally points. Any soldier killed in action must return to the nearest point before receiving a new tally and rejoining the fight.
Form a line. I am happy if you decide you would rather use your sidearm than the hook. It's up to you.
Tallies are limited, and rally points can be overrun, forcing both leaders to plan their strategies carefully. If the battle turns, their camps may become the last line of defense.
All together, pikes on me, pikes on me.
Rush the opposite, maybe?
Good.
Tight, tight, tight! Keep tight!
Red Company takes the lead as they push gold past their rally point into the forest.
I'm parleying to chase the wounded!
But it's a costly victory.
We won that one, so well done.
We will continue to prove our worth.
They're very good at it.
Thank you. We await your orders.
We'll await supplies. We'll rest. The next rally point is straight up this road.
Yes, my lord.
Gold Company finds themselves in a dangerous position. If they lose ground here, they will have to fall back to their camp.
We're gonna form up here.
Keep pushing, form up together! Together!
The tides change as Gold Company pushes Red back and retakes their rally point.
Coraggioso! Coraggioso!
Form up, same as before. Shields in front.
Finding his men exhausted and completely worn out, D'Armagnac makes a bold decision. Fall back to camp. Gold Company arrives to find their enemy unshaken, reinforced by their camp defenses. As battle lines are drawn, a final parley is called. This will be the last chance for negotiation.
As you know, war can be an expensive business. You've caused me many financial losses. Therefore, I'm happy to leave this region to you. As you can see, we will not be taken lightly. If you accept the terms of a peaceful withdrawal.
I get the feeling that your men are more tired than mine. We could push until they fall, until they sleep and puke themselves again. Or you can pay us and we'll let you leave.
You've already been paid today for a few men.
I'm a condottieri. I get paid for everything.
And you just lost an entire force.
Yeah, while you were on the retreat, back into your camp.
Yeah, when you thought you had the upper hand, when you thought everything was going your way.
Let's fight
Suddenly
them,
all your men were dead. Would you like it to happen again, or would you like to be reasonable? I'm a reasonable man with reasonable means.
Reasonable would not be betrayal. You would be part of this company still, D'Armagnac.
If you had not insulted my honor, I'd be part of your company still, sir.
You smell like a flower and your ego's like one too. Go back to your man.
Coraggioso has had enough of defiance. Having won the Bordeaux, he decides to end D'Armagnac and his company once and for all. In a bold and unexpected turn, D'Armagnac strikes from behind, shattering Gold Company's ranks and saving his men.
Who have I got?
His attack resisted. Coraggioso orders his men to stand down and return to the territory they've already claimed.
They're withdrawing. We've been given leave to leave this region.
We're merry few, we survivors who held the Red Camp.
Better red than dead!
Coraggioso! Coraggioso!
Red Company may have won the battle, but Gold Company has won the War of the Bourgeois. Their contract is secure.
The battle went well. We fought hard. We held the town for as long as we could.
Now, we even advanced some ground. They were almost back in their camp, but they did manage to rally and break out again.
And it was heat and exhaustion. We were on the last push. We simply had lost too many men.
The final fight was not as resounding victory as we would have liked. We would have liked to have just beaten them soundly and put them in the dirt, to be honest.
They had cannons and arquebus, which proved quite intimidating for the troops who still lacked discipline.
We lost a few men to that black powder, that cursed thing that it is. But once we had regrouped and they'd spent all their powder, we managed to push them back.
The troops held themselves with energy, sustained throughout the engagement, and they prevailed on the battlefield. So I'm immensely impressed with their efforts.
We were not prepared to be facing an Italian shield wall, which made our pikes semi-obsolete. So we had to rethink it, go back to pole arms and short sidearms. The enemy cavalry could have broken our line, but our cavalry charged in and fought them off.
We were hidden in the forest. They didn't think we were there, and they just tried to charge the men, and we were able to engage the cavalry from the side and take them out. Each man fought hard and was critical to the success.
At the end of the day, I think we just outfought them. We outlasted. We did what we're meant to do, and our condottieri is to keep this road open for travel and trade, and the road's open, so victory to us.
We decided that the payment we'd been offered for this easy job of controlling these crossroads was insufficient, given the stiff opposition we were facing, and that it would be best to withdraw from the region and renegotiate our contract. We'll go back to southern France, communicate with our sponsor, and see what happens from there.
We'll be reveling in our victory, I believe. We hunted a pig yesterday that we sold to the bourgeois, so we might buy that back in a cooked fashion, eat that, drink some ale, and salute the fallen.
As the event draws to a close, a well-earned time of rest and revelry begins. The Festival of St. Lawrence ushers in a time for comrades to reunite and share battle stories and secrets long held.
Our halberd falling over, was that your
Well, you guys kept calling me out. I had to search you. I didn't also
AJ.
Yeah, because you're like, AJ, I know you're out. And I was like, well, we've got to do something now.
Yet, even in victory and defeat, discipline must be upheld.
It has come to my attention that one of my men wronged Sir Willem.
One soldier faces the consequences of his actions, a reminder that honor is as much a part of war as the blade.
Well fought! Well fought!
Luke Binks, host of the event, thanks all participants for their dedication and effort in bringing this experience to life. Finally, the quartermasters take their rivalry to a duel of wits, each weaving their own grand retelling of the last 3 days to claim victory.
Outnumbered at least 3-1, our forces met.
And on the third day, all hell broke loose.
Gold Company men gathered courage, crashing against our lines.
Thank you both. The bourgeois will make sure that your correspondences reach your lords and sponsors.
The battle is over, but war never truly rests. Who knows when the call to arms will sound once more?